Nothing better than a little South Park with a little boxing talk, right? So Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Shut up, Mom. Not now.
basically has coming out and he's basically has said that he actually backs Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. Um, a lot of people in boxing are picking Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. I noticed that when it comes to like boxers, trainers, obviously minus the people in like the Andy Ruiz camp, those guys are like saying absolutely not. And I've seen a few boxers out there say maybe it's not a wise thing for Joshua to be fighting, Andy Ruiz immediately. Like, what's his name? Daniel Dubois, however you say his name, and I think even David Harris said that. But most people that I'm seeing, most boxers, at least people in the boxing circles, they're basically picking Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. again, including a lot of boxing fans. I keep seeing a lot of boxing fans picking Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz Jr. in a rematch. Well, except for like people who hate Anthony Joshua, because I have seen a lot of people saying, that Anthony Joshua is broken. He's mentally broken. He's broken, man. Like, best fight the best. I saw him saying Anthony Joshua is ruined. That's how he said it. He yelled. He yelled in his scream. He's like, Anthony Joshua's ruined. He's ruined. He can't come back from that. Like, he was really preaching that. Now, what I say when it comes to this is this. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think Andy Ruiz, because he's beating Anthony Joshua, I'm thinking that he's kind of losing focus because I'm seeing him. He looks like he's having a good time. He doesn't look like he's focused on training or none of that shit. Okay? So I'm thinking that he's just happy celebrating, and maybe he's going to be slacking in the rematch because he feels like, well, this guy, it's going to be easy work because I already beat him. And I'm just feeling that he might be getting a little bit too overconfident now because he beat Anthony Joshua. I still think that Anthony Joshua shouldn't rush in fighting Andy Ruiz. I would have more confidence. If I'm like a big Anthony Joshua fan, I would have more confidence in Joshua beating Andy Ruiz Jr. if they fought later on, not now. Like if they fought in a year's time or like in 15 months' time. Because during that time, he would have had that's enough time for him to improve stuff as a fighter, like improving his endurance, improving his the ability to clinch if he gets hurt, clinch his opponent, stuff like that. And it's not like because the only way I would have confidence in a fighter beating a guy if he fights him right away is if like that dude was beating that dude. Let's say, because there are times where a fighter loses, but he was in a very competitive fight with the dude, or he was beating him, or he got robbed or something, and people feel like, oh, he won, but they robbed him. That's a whole different situation. But when it comes to this, like, I didn't look at this fight as a competitive fight. I thought Andy Ruiz was kicking Anthony Joshua's ass. So I feel that's why I don't really have that much confidence in Anthony Joshua if he fights him immediately. Like I said, the only way I would really have confidence in him would be if he's able to improve in this short amount of time. And his tactics, like this guy needs to clinch. I really want to see Anthony Joshua clinch. That's something I really want to see. I want to see him clinch Andy Ruiz Jr. If I see Anthony Joshua clinch, that's improvement. That is literally a sign of improvement. Because I've never seen Anthony Joshua clinch, and he needs to do that. Also tie him up. I think if Andy Ruiz gets on the inside, because eventually, at some point, Andy Ruiz will get on the inside. I think when he gets on the inside, I want to see Anthony Joshua hold on to Andy Ruiz Jr. Hold on, like Muhammad Ali held on to George Foreman, like Ali held on to Joe Frazier. That right there is an improvement right away. I'm seeing clips where he's like using his head movement and stuff, and they're like writing, oh look, Anthony Joshua has improved because Anthony Joshua is moving and dipping and stuff. But he's doing that against a fucking trainer, or he's shadowboxing. That's not an actual fight. You can't really learn anything from that because that's just shadowboxing. He's shadowboxing, moving his head. That's not gonna tell me that he's learned from his mistakes. What's gonna show me that he's learned from his mistakes is him doing that in the ring. If I see him like clinching or leaning on to Andy Ruiz Jr. in a rematch or whatever, or he gets hurt grabbing onto his opponent, that is a sign of improvement. That means okay, he's been working on things. Obviously, he knows what to do now. Or at least he's more wiser in knowing what to do now than he did before. So it's a toss up. I feel kind of mixed with this. I feel like Andy Ruiz should beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch, but at the same time, I'm feeling like Andy Ruiz is not taking Joshua seriously. So because of that, I'm like split right down the middle. I don't know who wins. I'm not gonna say AJ is gonna just blow him out of here, but I'm also not gonna say Andy Ruiz is gonna blow him out here. I don't know how people are just so confident that Anthony Joshua is going to beat. Like, people are comparing, like, Anthony Joshua to Lennox Lewis. And I understand because Lennox Lewis lost to Oliver McCall. Then he came back. He beat him. Lennox Lewis lost to, what's his name? Hasim Rockman. Then he came back. He beat him. But the difference between those fights was Lennox Lewis was winning those fights. Lennox Lewis was beating Oliver McCall before he got caught and knocked out. And mind you, when he fought Oliver McCall in the rematch, he didn't immediately rush in to fight Oliver McCall. He waited 3 years. Right? He fought him the first time in 1994. He fought him again 97. So he waited 3 years to fight him. And obviously by then he improved a lot as a fighter. And when it came to the Hasim Rahman situation, yeah, he fought him immediately in the rematch, like about, I believe it was 7 months later or something. But like I said, the difference in that fight was he was beating Hasim Rockman in the first fight. It wasn't like he was getting his ass whooped and then he rushed into a rematch. He was beating him, and it was his own fault. He was just like taking it easy on Hasim Rockman. He was toying with him. He was putting, he looked like he was disinterested in the fight, and then he got knocked out. And in the rematch, he became way more serious. So that's the difference when it came to Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. I don't feel that Anthony Joshua was just having his way and was just easily. Yes, he knocked him down, but that was really the only success he had in that fight was when he knocked him down and when he caught him with the right hand. Because he knocked him down when he got up. He then threw a right hand and it caught him flush. That's really the only success he had. After that, the rest was all Andy Ruiz Jr. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's wise for him to immediately fight him in the rematch, but I guess we're going to see what happens. That's all I have to say. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'm out. Peace.